About to react to this video right here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to this guy right here. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in tune. I mean, I only watch him like while I react to videos. Like I don't watch him like offline and shit when I'm streaming. But he actually got like good MLB videos, bro. So shout out to him, bro. I'm gonna feel me keep watching him. This video is called "The Mets are another expensive New York disappointment right now." As you guys know, if y'all know or if y'all don't know, the New York teams are completely in shambles right now, bro. Them niggas is trash. Word. The Yankees and the Mets. Like, that's crazy. What is going on in New York, my nigga? Like, bro, I don't give a fuck about the Mets, bro. Like, they doing bad, I bet. I don't give a fuck, nigga. But the Yankees, bro, we have to flip the switch, bro. Like,
watching baseball in New
going
York
on,
right
bro?
now is like watching a couple of housewives. They're both rich, they both suck, and they both hate each other. It's like the Mets been peeping the Yankees constantly being a joke, and we're like, screw you guys, we still exist too. Everyone, look at us, we can also be constantly being a joke, and we're
Nigga, this is how bad the Mets are playing, bro. Bro,
like, screw
how do
you
you miss
guys, we
that
still
wide open catch, bro?
exist too. Everyone, look at
Nah,
us, we can
that's
also be
crazy.
disappointing. Now, is the sky falling right now for this team? Yeah, it is. No, it's not. But according to their fans, it is. Although they definitely do have valid things to be worried about. They also want their hitting coach's head on a pike, which we'll eventually get to. Really quick, if you're part of the 51% of viewers not subscribed yet, consider hitting that button to stay up to date, as pretty much every team in baseball this year has been up and down. Now, that's normal. That's usually how it is. But at the same time, I feel like there's at least a few teams that are basically from opening day to October as close to flawless as you can possibly get. I think the Brewers are really the only team kind of like that this year. They've been very dominant for a while, but the Mets, they've been a little weird. So far, they've had a great April, a pretty good May, a bad June, a pretty good July, and so far, a really bad August. We've seen a lot.
So, the way the Mets are playing, from what this guy is saying, basically, ever since opening day, every month it's been good and bad. Good and bad, good and bad, good and bad, good and bad.
A lot of the potential this team has throughout the year. Juan Soto, although not necessarily putting up an MVP type year, has been really good overall. It's always nice seeing hardworking journeymen like him succeed. Very inspiring. Pete Alonso, the freaking polar bear, he's been really good. The pitching has been so much better than I think anyone would have given him credit for before the year started. But with the Mets, it just feels like every time you think they're about to take off, just when you think they're going to really separate themselves from the Phillies in the division, they come right back down to earth. And I think the last two...
Somebody please let me know how Clay Holmes is doing in the Mets, because as you guys know, he used to play for the Yankees, bro. Now he's in the Mets. Nigga literally took the fucking bridge with Juan Soto, bro.
Week sum things up pretty well. A couple weeks ago, they were at home on a 3-game losing streak after getting walked off on in Kansas City and losing the first 2 games against the Reds. So they're trying to avoid a sweep, which they do. And not only do they win this game, but also the next 6, sweeping the Angels before going over to the Game Holy Land to sweep a Giants.
So there was in a 7-game winning streak.
Up next, a much better team in the Padres, but it didn't seem like that was slowing anything down, even with the umpire trying to take matters into his own hands. It's like he saw the Mets winning all these games. It's like 7 in a row. I've had enough now. They're not winning with me back here. Mets are already up 1-0 at this point. It's the 3rd inning, so the ump's like, okay, yeah, what are you going to do with this? Curveball outside, called a strike. Next pitch, different pitch, same exact spot, same result. A couple pitches later, throws one in the dirt. Surprised he didn't ring him up here. All right, go back to what's been working. Change up, and it's not called a strike.
Nope.
Okay, maybe the umpire knew it'd be too suspicious, so he was like, all right, I'll give him a ball call for that spot. Even though every pitch thrown in that spot should have been a ball, and so should this one have been, but it's called a strike anyway. So every strike called on Brandon Nimmo here was a flat-out ball. I'm surprised he didn't at least say something. I guess shout out Nemo for keeping his emotions under control. Well, Lindor comes up, takes 2 strikes that are actually strikes, and then chooses to punish Cease on the mound. Ouch. Oh. I guess you can't throw baseballs at umpires, so the next best thing is to hit a ball that hits the pitcher who's been benefiting from the umpire's bad calls. I guess that works too. Thankfully, Cease was okay.
Somebody please gotta study these referees, bro. Not only in real life, but in the game, they're fucking horrible, bro. Like,
that it didn't still hurt. I'm
How,
sure it
how
hurt
can
like
I
a bitch,
apply
but
to
the
be
fact that it hit the ground
one of them
first helped it
referees,
not being
niggas,
as
bro?
vicious as a line shot.
He got
that
hit in the
time.
head?
Well, anyway, Lindor busts his ass over to second on this. For Juan Soto, perfect opportunity to cash another run home. First two pitches outside, obviously, ball's not close enough for the call. Cease lays an actual strike in for strike one, but then Cease gets another gift. That same spot he got those two calls on Nemo gets called here on this curveball. And unlike Nemo, who didn't say anything, Soto immediately is like, oh, I know you didn't just call that a strike. Little back and forth, he goes back up. 4 pitches later, this is very borderline, but it did catch the zone.
Strike.
Now, according to these calls, if the ball barely catches the zone, like even if 2%
You know what
of the
it is,
baseball
though?
is in the zone.
I'm not gonna lie, you know what it is that, bro, us viewers, if we're watching it on TV and shit, we have that box. You feel me? They don't, bro. But they're supposed to be professional umpires, bro. So nigga, they've been doing that shit for years, bro. So it's like they should know, like they should just imagine the box, bro. You feel me?
And the rest of it is outside, it's still a strike. Part of me feels like if the majority of the ball is out of the zone, it should be a ball. Like, I can understand Soto being upset about this, but it did barely catch the zone. It's a strike. They're going to give it to the pitcher.
Hey.
Just like I'll be giving you upset about
Y'all see this? Is that a Dominican flag, bro? That's what it looks like.
this, but it did barely
That's
catch the
fine.
zone. It's a strike. They're going to give it to the pitcher. Just like I'll be giving you extra perks and cool bonus opportunities with memberships that are now available on the channel, which I'll get more into at the end of this video. So
What?
Soto's heated, and the Mets manager is like, well, shit, I will do what I must, and sacrifices himself so Soto can stay in the game. Like, full-on offs himself in front of everyone to distract the umpire. Pretty wild scene, dramatic stuff. No, he just makes sure he's the one to get ejected and not his star player. Skip ahead to the next inning. Padres just tied it. Jeff McNeil leads off the inning via
God damn, y'all seen this pitch?
star player.
Yo, that shit almost
Skip ahead
took
to
his
the
head
next
out.
inning. Padres just tied it. Jeff
Bro! Look at the bull. It's right here where my mouse is at, and his head is literally right there. But that shit went high.
McNeil leads off the inning
That's
via a walk,
crazy.
which sounds crazy, I know. He was able to take 4 separate pitches in an at-bat that were called balls to work a walk with this umpire behind the plate. Inspirational stuff. Then Mark Vientos says, screw a walk. He swings at the first pitch, makes contact, but it's foul. Swings at the second pitch, doesn't make contact at all. Third time's a charm. He swings at the third pitch and makes contact and hits it fair, and what looks like a home run to right field until Fernando Tatis Jr. says nah. Makes an awesome catch. He drops the ball here, but it was on the transfer, so he did fully grab it for the out. Wow. Well, skip ahead 1 inning later. Game is
That's
still tied at
crazy.
1,
Niggas just
and the
robbed
Mets
the
are
home run.
rallying off Cease
Why
again.
does
They have a
this
couple
Tatis always robbing home? I think it's a
guys on with 2 outs, and are Cease and the Padres really intentionally walking Jeff McNeil to face Vientos with the bases loaded?
That was the plan. Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Not a great plan.
Vientos comes back up, works a 3-2 count, and has an aha moment. He realizes
Bases
he can do what he
loaded?
did last time. That's fine. He just has to hit the ball a little further so Tatis can't catch it. Like, oh, got it. That's genius. Grand slam and a right. Everything coming up Mets right now on their way to an 8th straight win. Wow. Well,
Grand
that's when
slam
Frankie
home
Montas
run.
said to hell with that. Second pitch Tatis sees in the bottom of the inning, gets hit for a double. Then the second pitch Luis Ariz sees, gets whacked off the foul pole and right. I mean, watching
Oh.
Luis Ariz hit a home run is like watching a stripper find Jesus. Take it in. Good chance you'll never see that again. Padres are cooking. They get a couple more guys on. And with 2 outs in the Mets bullpen
Wait.
in the game now, Jake Cronenworth hits a shot down the line that Pete Alonso makes a nice snap on, but the pitcher can't beat Cronenworth to the bag. He's safe.
Dang.
Another run scores. Then Bryce Johnson ties
Wait, they
it up
just
with a
came
knock
back,
and
so
a
why
right.
is that
Elias
8-game win
Diaz
issue?
is like, this is fun. Okay, my turn. I want to try. First pitch swinging, dumps it in the left. Padres answer that
Yo, they're
grand
going
slam with
crazy.
5 runs, 3 of them with 2 outs. This has turned into a great game. And during all this, the umpire notices all the attention was being taken away from him, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, yeah, Soto's up again. Watch this, everyone. He calls a ball higher than Snoop Dogg in his prime for strike 3. Like, what are we doing? That ball's higher than my GPA. Okay, bad example. That's not saying
Nah,
a
he
lot, but
got
yeah.
it.
And what are
Bro,
we doing? That
That
ball's
referee,
higher than my GPA.
he has
Okay,
to
bad
be
example.
fucking
That's not saying a
betting,
lot,
bro.
but yeah. And I will
That's
give credit
crazy,
to this
bro.
umpire. As bad as he was, he didn't eject Soto, which a lot of the umpires would have done. Like, Soto was able to say a lot and have some freeway without getting tossed, and I respect that from the umpire. If you're going to be a dick, at least let the player come at you, too. 2 innings later, score still at 6-5. Ronnie Mauricio says not anymore. Taking Robert Suarez deep. It's like the Mets hitters decided to troll Tatis after he robbed
Yo,
Vientos
that was
that
literally
first.
like
Robert
a
Suarez
baby ass
deep.
hit,
It's like
but
the
it
Mets
still went
hitters
deep.
Yes, I
Like,
did
it just
troll
looked like
Tatis
that's
after he
crazy.
robbed Vientos that first time. Oh, look, another baseball over your head. You're not going to catch. Tie game. Mets magic is still alive until the other Soto on the Mets blows it.
This is getting out of
I
hand.
did not know there was another Soto.
Now there are two of them.
I
on
mean,
the
I
Mets.
respect the
Gregory
logic.
Soto?
Having one Soto on your team is really good. See what I did there? Now imagine two of them. Yeah, it didn't work out. Base hit, Xander Bogaerts. Next hitter, Iglesias puts a bunt down. Soto has the out at second, but almost throws it into center
Oh
field
my
instead.
God.
Doesn't seem like
See?
a smart thing to do. Lindor saves his ass, but everyone's still safe in the process. First and second, nobody out. Next hitter, another bunt, and they get the lead runner out at third. And then the next hitter, Bryce Johnson, goes down looking. So it looked like a disaster could be avoided. Soto even gets ahead of Elias Diaz, 1-2, one strike away from getting out of this and sending the game
Bro,
to
it's
extras.
the
but then he
bottom
threw a
ninth,
sinker
bro.
that really couldn't have been more over the heart of the plate. Not the most ideal thing to throw ahead 1-2 in the count, and Diaz takes advantage, dumping another hit to left for another RBI, this time walking the game. Rough loss for the Mets. Well, at least they didn't go through as much pain the next game. Instead of getting stabbed and slowly bleeding out, they got one pump to the head, losing 7-1. Their bullpen melted down again. After Sean Manaea threw 5 solid innings, Jose Butto gave up 5 solid runs, and the one run they got in this game, the Starling Marte sacrifice fly, that was the only run they got the next 2 games, losing 5-0 in Game 3 to get swept. Yeah, not great.
Whoa.
Well, at least now they're headed home to face the very team they just swept before the Padres series. Maybe that will turn things around. It didn't turn things around. The Giants immediately dropped 2 runs and eventually the third to make it 3-0 late. And credit to the Mets, they rallied. Alonso goes deep in the 7th. Soto and Alonso again are the reason the game becomes tied in the 8th. Game goes to extras and it's a BDSM that puts San Fran back ahead. A big Dom Smith moment. Base hit. He drives in the go-ahead run, but that's still just one run. Mets get an automatic runner at second base too to work with. And they load the bases up for Ronnie Mauricio to swing through a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Ball game. Well, Pete
That's
Alonso wasn't about to make this 5 straight losses on Saturday. 3-run shot, but another BDSM ties the game before Tate McRae's brother gives them the lead. Mets pitching is selling again, but thankfully the offense was not. They double up the Giants with 12 runs on the day, so no 5-game losing streak.
Wow. Let me finish.
Just one win sandwiched between 4-game losing streaks. The Giants were like, we can score 12 too. Rafael Devers hits a ball to another Burrow. Mets lose the series. The MVP of this series was the people working the Mets broadcast over at SNY. I mean, look at this transition. I saw this and I'm like, this is George Lucas, Sam Raimi type shit.
I've
The
seen
Mets
that
may
shit.
not
That
have
shit
been
went
cooking in
viral.
this game like on the field,
Yo,
but the
9
SNY
to
broadcast
12-2. That's a home
most
run.
definitely was. Look at this one.
Damn.
Juan Soto had some issue with his eyes, so the broadcast puts this blinking transition in. Cinema. Well, they still lost the series, though. Not good. And neither is giving up 5 runs in 1 inning, just like they did in that first game in San Diego. Now they're doing
Mets
it
are a
against Cleveland in
disaster,
game
bro.
1 of this latest series. Sean Manaea, he threw 5 solid innings last time out, and he does that again. So I guess the 6th inning is his kryptonite. But the Mets answer right back. Pete Alonso doing what he does best. 2 innings later, Pete driving in another
For
run.
no
and
reason, just to
Marquiento
lose,
sac
right?
Fly tie game.
They
All
do
right,
all
they
of that
come
just to
all the way
lose.
back. This would be a big game to steal. Brett Beatty's like, no, it
Yankees
wouldn't.
will never.
Cleveland
Look
gets
at that
2 in the
shit,
10th.
bro.
Mets get one back. Credit to Beatty. He makes up for the error, but they can't fully come through. With the tying run at first, Luis Torrens gives one a ride, but it's not enough. Nolan Jones chases it down in the corner. Ball game. Mets scored first in game 2. They scratched across a couple runs, only for Cleveland to scratch across 2 in the 4th. Before one of the Mets bullpen acquisitions, Tyler Rogers gets singled to death. Guardians take the lead, and that was it. And the Mets
Yo,
offense
y'all seen that?
positions,
Look at,
Tyler
look at
Rogers
this pitch
gets
right here. Look at that pitch, bro. That shit is all the way over here, and he still hit that, bro?
singled to death. Guardians
That's
take the
crazy.
lead, and that was it. And the Mets offense goes 9 up, 9 down after that. They also went 12 up, 12 down from the 6th inning on. Cleveland bullpen shuts them down. Ball game. Yeah, that's bad. And, well, it was also just a preview of even more dreadful offense in the series finale. Gavin Williams, who's in his first full season in the big
Yo, I
leagues, takes
seen
the
that, I
ball and
seen
takes
that.
a no-hitter into the 9th inning. Just straight up wheeling and dealing. And with 1 out of
Bro,
the 9th,
Juan
Juan Soto
Soto.
says,
Yup,
respectfully,
I seen that.
your no-hitter.
Boom.
He hits a bomb to center. Williams is like... Meanwhile, Soto's like... That's rough. But honestly, I'd rather lose a no-hitter on a straight-up home run than some infield hit or bloop shot. I feel like a home run, especially to a guy like Juan Soto, of all people, that's just easier to swallow, easier to accept. Although if Juan Soto wasn't already public enemy #1 in Cleveland, he damn sure is now. They lose what would have been the first no-hitter in 43 years, but the most important thing happens for Cleveland anyway. After getting Pete Alonso to fly out and then walking Nemo, Hunter Gaddis comes in and gets Mark Vientos to send a ball straight up into the clouds and back down into a glove for out number 3. The Mets have gotten swept again. That's another 4-game
So what is that,
losing
6?
streak.
4
8
games?
losses in their last 9 games. And it's one of those ruts where they're just falling back on the momentum they previously had. Now, are they as doomed as any Jennifer Lopez marriage? No. And I'm still picking them to win the division over the Phillies. As shaky as the Mets are right now, I just don't think the Phillies are that much better. But the Mets still, of course, are a problem within themselves right now, and a lot of that blame is being thrown at their hitting coach, Eric Chavez. Why? Well, the Mets as a team are hitting .210 over the last couple of months. Even
Damn.
Francisco Lindor, it's crazy. He basically had the exact same months worth of production in June and July, and it wasn't good production. Even had the longest hitless streak of his life, going over 31 before finally getting a hit. Credit to
0 for 31? He didn't get the hit. Bro, he basically got 31 chances and he didn't get a fucking hit. Nigga. And this is y'all fucking
Lindor, he has started
superstar,
off
bro.
August like a new person. He's been great so far in August. But Juan Soto's not been great lately. Neither has Jeff McNeil. Pete Alonso had an awful July, but like Lindor has made up for that so far by being scorching hot to start August. And I mean, through all these games I just went through, even through all the losses, Alonso was constantly driving in runs. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm just going to assume Alonso's driven in like 75% of the team's runs over the last 2 weeks. Don't fact check me on that. Just roll with it. But yeah, it's been inconsistent and overall not great the last couple months. Is it really their hitting coach's fault? Could be. A lineup this talented on paper shouldn't have these numbers, but you can't fully pin that on him. And I could be wrong on my division take, and this last week and a half's worth of games has obviously given a lot of reason why that could be wrong. But as much of a disaster as it's been lately, I still have faith the Mets can finish.
What
at
is
the
the
top of
Mets
division.
losing
Or
streak
at
right
the very
now, bro?
least finish the year as the best team in New York. And I've also got faith you'll enjoy being
They're
an
not the
iTalk
best
member,
team.
which is finally
They're not the best team in New York, bro. Alright, that's pretty much the... Is it?
live. We've got 3 tiers. The higher you go, the more chaos you unlock. Even the first tier gets you custom badges. The tiers go, you can even help me shape future videos. If you're
Alright, that's pretty much it. Shout out to iTalk Studio, man. The Mets are literally a disaster. Y'all heard the guy, bro. He literally said that the Mets been up and down every month since opening day, bro. Like, what? Let's see what the people gotta say. I can't smell you, renating tree. Meet the Mets. What? I will say, unlike the Yankees, where their main issues are basic baseball fundamental and organization, the Mets are just very consistent when it comes to hitting. Of course, somebody gotta mention the Yankees, bro. Still better to watch than the Jets and Giants. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I don't understand how football-wise, bro, we haven't had like a good team since fucking the Manning dude, my niggas, that we won the fucking Super Bowl versus the Patriots, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. 4.5 games behind. Oh, I seen that clip, bro. Juan Soto acting like he just hit a walk-off, went down for the... It's just love to watch suffer more, please. Nah, I'm crying, niggas. I love to watch the suffering. The Mets are only 2.5 games behind first, not exactly. Worse. It's a disaster that God's worth half of what they paid in that point. Alright, man, how y'all feel about that, bro? How y'all feel about the Mets? All the Mets fans down, like, comment down below and shit. You feel me? But I think they're a disaster. They're not winning the World Series. Them niggas is getting eliminated by the Phillies, bro. Or the Dodgers, again.